The Portuguese, they stayed in this castle for 155 years. The Dutch were here for 235 years. And the British were here for 85 years. As we stand right now, Elmina Castle. Now, this is the oldest and the largest European building in the whole world. On the top of the slave trade. Right now, Elmina Castle is 539 years old. Extremely painful. We are in the room of no return and place. That is the door. All the captives passed through this door. But in those times, the sea was close to the castle. But right now, it has gone backwards. There were small canoes or boats that were brought just close here, and there were steps to here. The captives in chains will get down to the smaller boats, and they take them to the wharf. They take them to the wharf where bigger ships were anchoring or docking. They go there, they were arranged into those bigger ships, and they were taken to places like America and the Caribbean islands like Jamaica and Haiti. So it is throughout this door and other reasons that explains why we see Africans scattered all around the world. That is one of the reasons.
Hello guys, this is your boy Nia, aka Ganubi, the guy who tells stories from Ghana. So in this video, I'm going to take you guys to Elmina Castle, which we all know to be the Cape Coast Castle. In my previous video that I posted, you can check it out. So I'll put the link in the description box for you to check it out. I talked about Oshare's, that is Osha Raymond's experience when he visited the Cape Coast Castle. You know, the Global Citizen Festival was held here in Accra. Shout out that he visited the place. I thank you guys so much for that video. The video is almost like 50,000 views and it's still going. So in this video, I plan to take you there. I went there to get the story, to show you what happened there and the whole story. In fact, it's very sad and the story will not make you happy. Maybe you might not be in Ghana, maybe you are planning to visit Ghana, or you've not traveled yet to Africa to experience it. So I'm bringing you this video so that you guys can really watch, have a feel of what our ancestors went through before crossing the sea to the other side, where their names were being changed, their language were being changed, and their ties to family were being cut off. I know it's very sad, you know. Sometimes I try to feel myself within that story, and I ask myself this question: what if slavery had not occurred in the world? Without wasting much time, let's go and enjoy the video. Watch the video, let me know what you think about the video, and please comment in the comment section. Tell me your experience if you've ever visited the place. How did you connect with the place? What changed in your mindset towards Africa and this whole slavery thing and our ancestors? Okay guys, so we are at Elmina Castle. We're just taking a tour, like travel, just to have fun. So basically we drove from Accra to here, let me say almost 4 hours. We passed the Cape Coast University and we are here just to, I've been here several times, you know. I've been here several times. And the first time I came here was like 15 years ago or something like that. More than 15 years. So by then I wasn't vlogging, but today, now that I'm vlogging, I decided to come here to document and also put out there for you people to see. So let's pray. Hopefully something good will come out. So let's go inside and see what is here, what exactly we need to know, and the new stuff that we can share together. Okay. That it is more on a year. Okay. All right.
Okay guys, so Elmina Castle for the first time. Let's see what we see.
So when you get to the entrance, they sell some beads and those kind of things, and there are guys also here who braid, they do the wrist for you. You wash your hand COVID-19 and walk in.
Gorgeous castle. Yeah, but it is well known as Elmina Castle because it is located in Elmina. In the year 1471,
Okay.
the Portuguese started coming down here. When they came, they were trading with our locals, and that was the barter trade. That was exchanging goods for goods. Now, the Portuguese who were here were giving our locals guns, gunpowder, tobacco, liquor, and other materials. And interestingly, our locals here will now exchange them with gold and other precious items. It was like our locals give the Portuguese a lot of gold, and because of this, the Portuguese, they had a mindset that this whole land we see here is in abundance of gold. So they named the area Elmina, and that means the gold mine. But this was corrupted or mispronounced to be Elmina, and that has come to stay. Edina is another name for this town, Edina, but that is also a Portuguese word. The actual word is Aldeia, A-L-D-E-A, Aldeia, and that means village in Portuguese language. This was also mispronounced to be Edina, and that has also come to stay. But you see, that should not tell us that Elmina didn't have a name at all before the Portuguese came here. Elmina's traditional name is Anomansa. I want us to pronounce it Anomansa. Anomansa. It's a Ghanaian word. It's a Ghanaian word. That means Insa Enoma Onsa. Enoma Onsa. Inexhaustible water. Now this water we are talking about here, it is the lagoon just below the main bridge.
Oh, okay.
Where you have the boats and the canoes. When the barter trade was going on, the Portuguese needed a permanent place to keep their goods. So their leader, by name Captain Don Diego de Azambuja. Now he contacted our king as at that time, by name Nana Kwame Answer the First, and he gave them that permission to build this castle. During that time, these rooms we see down here, all these rooms were warehouses. In these warehouses, they put their incoming goods like the clothes, the mirror, guns, gunpowder, tobacco, and other materials. However, around the year 1503, that was in the early 16th century, when the slave trade started. Now, these warehouses we see down here, they converted them to be slave dungeons. That is where they kept the enslaved Africans. And at a point in time, this castle could hold a minimum of 1,000 captives. Be in the shade. 1,000 captives, 600 men. Yes, my brother. 600 men and 400 women. Briefly, I want us to see how they got most of these captives into the slave dungeons. One of them was the Europeans. They captured some of them on their own, and this was forced capture by force. You may send your daughter to buy something, but by the time you realize your daughter has been captured at your blind sight. Another way was the Europeans. They had a collaboration with some of the Africans. These guys were by name slave raiders. Slave raiders. And there are some stories that sometimes some of these slave raiders, they can get to some village somewhere and set the village on fire. With guns, they lay people ambush. So while people were running for their dear lives, they captured them, especially children and women. There were also cases of deception, lies, Now, for instance, a ship captain can tell a chief and his people, come with your people on board the ships. We're having some entertainment or party. By the time you realize, they get them heavily drunk and they steal them away. Deception or lies. But if we are to know of the largest way by which they got many of them in here, then this was through the effects of inter-tribal wars. In Ghana right now, there are many ethnic groups, but no matter our differences, we all see ourselves as one people. But in those times, that was not so, because usually there were wars among the tribes. Now, for example, if tribe A defeats tribe B, a lot of the tribe B people were captured. And these people, they were victims of wars. Victims of wars. Now, around the year 1637, the Dutch fought the Portuguese in this castle and they took over from them. 1637. And in the year 1872, the Dutch sold Elmina Castle to the British. There were no fights. The Portuguese, they stayed in this castle for 155 years. The Dutch were here for 235 years. And the British were here for 85 years. As we stand right now, Elmina Castle. Now, this is the oldest and the largest European building in the whole world. When we talk of the slave trade, right now, Elmina Castle is 539 years old. 539, and we are still counting. So this is a very, very short history about Elmina Castle. All right. Does somebody have a contribution or a question? Please, in the course of this talk, we will observe a lot of these designed bricks. Red bricks and yellow bricks. There are plenty around the whole castle. All these red bricks were brought from Portugal. All the yellow ones were from Holland. In those times, these bricks, they put them in their ships to serve as ballast. It gave the ship extra weight for stability on the sea. Then when they came down here, everybody used to raise the structure. Please, you are welcome. Yes. Be in the shade here for me. Yeah, just stay. Yes, be in the shade. Yes. I was talking about the red and yellow bricks. All red bricks from Portugal, yellow from Holland. Can we have a look here? Please, this structure we have at the center, this is the Portuguese church. First Roman Catholic church in this country, built in the year 1596. And you see in the whole world, every church has a symbol. There was a Portuguese, there was the Roman Catholic tower on top. When the Dutch came, they took off the Catholic tower and they divided the church into two. They used the upper hall as their junior soldiers' mess. That was where soldiers were drinking and eating, and they used the hall below as a marketplace for buying and selling of the captives. When the British got in here, they converted the two halls to be classrooms for their policemen who were trained in this castle. But as we stand here, it's a museum. Please, all these rooms we have down here, all the rooms down here, these are the male slave dungeons. This is where they kept the enslaved African men. On this first floor, all up here were rooms for soldiers, traders and missionaries. First floor. The second floor up there was for the deputy governor, and the last one up there was for the governor himself. So in this castle, your position will tell you where you have to stay, the higher you are. Please, we will continue this way. Yes, let's come in this way. Where we stood, that was the main courtyard. We are now at the inner courtyard. During the barter trade, these rooms we have down here were warehouses. In these warehouses, that is where they put their incoming goods, the clothes, the mirror, the guns, the gunpowder. However, when the slave trade started, this is where they kept the women, the enslaved African women. So we are at the female slave dungeons. Please, let's come over here. Female dungeon took the largest number of women in this castle. Almost 150 women were lying on this floor. In those times, there were two receptacles of containers. They put one container at that corner there, and they kept another one at that far end corner there. What happens is, if you want to go to toilets, you get up and you use it, you want to vomit or urinate. You use those two containers. But you see, when we look at the health problems in the dungeons, it was so bad that many of them were so weak and could not get up from where they were to use those two containers to ease themselves. So right now, the weak ones, they were practically going to toilets on this floor, urinating on this floor, vomiting on the floor. And when they have their menses, they have all their menstrual blood scattered all over the floor, mixed up with the toilets, vomit and everything. And they were still sleeping in there. In fact, we can never imagine at all that kind of heat and the bad smell that was coming from the whole slave dungeons. And what I normally ask is, where we urinate our various urinals, if you do not clean the place for 3 days, on your fourth time, you can't stand the smell. Now, can't you imagine of toilets, urine, feces, vomits, menstrual blood, all mixed up together with human beings sleeping in them? That is very, very serious. Please, over here was a source of air and light for them. Now, please, let us come here a little bit. There used to be a big gate closing this entrance. Please, I want us to shift our attention to that square hole there. Yes, so please, the square hole we have here, that was one of the sources of air. But the problem is, this hole was connected to this room. This is a magazine. In this magazine, they put guns and gunpowder here. So anytime there was a leakage, all the gunpowder, toxic fumes will rush in here and pollute the air. Already they were sleeping their mess, and the toxic fumes also coming out made it worse. Some died. They pick your body up and dump it into the sea. Please, we will be observing some of these wreaths of flowers over here. Sometimes when visitors come around, they bring them along to pay respects to our forefathers who are gone. Please, does somebody have a question so far? And on the availability of ships to take them away. Back then, it usually took the ships almost 3 months to move from Europe to Africa, and also back from Africa to Europe. All right. Now, please, let's see what happened outside this dungeon. Let's come out here. This is Portuguese water reservoir. All down here is rainwater. Can we have a look here? Please, this pipe we have here and the other black one. When the Portuguese were here, they will connect them around the castle in a way that whenever it was raining, rainwater will pass through them and enter the water reservoir. What we see here, it is not connected to the sea. This is harvested rainwater. The soldiers who were here, the traders and the governors, they were raping the women, because in those times they don't come along with their own wives. For this castle, if a governor wants to rape a woman, can we have a look up here? That small veranda up there, that was the governor's balcony. He stays up there and issues orders to the soldiers to open the gates for all the female captives to come and lie out. So while they were here and he up there will now look through and choose the woman he wanted to rape. After choosing the woman, soldiers will now draw water from here and clean the women, because for the number of months they were inside here, nobody will brush the teeth or take the bath. They make you neat and they take you to the governor's bedroom. Alright. Please, you have some steps here. I would like you to have a quick look, then you come back and we'll continue. Yeah, you have a look at the steps and you kindly come back.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I know and I can see what you guys are going through. I know you can have the connection now what exactly your ancestors went through. I'll pause here. Until then, I'll come again with the part 2 of this video. So please kindly subscribe, like the video, comment down below and put on the notification button so that when I post the part 2 of this video, you'll be notified. Thank you so much, and I love you guys. Take care, all the best, and when you pray, remember to pray for me. My name is Nia Yeke Ganjube, the guy who tells stories from Ghana. I love you guys. All power. Peace out. Part 2 coming soon.